Aloha everybody, this is Robert Alaniz and this is the Collecting the King Show, episode 25. If you like the show, please click on the like button and then click on the subscribe button, and then after that click on the bell so we can let you know about all future shows. And with that being said, let's get started. The show is entitled Aloha From Hawaii. I'll be talking about one of the most confusing and misunderstood of all of Elvis's RCA catalog. Everything I'm about to talk about is based on fact, personal knowledge, experience, and research that Jerry Osborne and I have done for the Preziana Price Guide over the years. And let me elaborate a little bit on that. The reason why it's so misunderstood or so confusing is because RCA did some crazy stuff with this album. They have a tendency to rush things out. And one of the first albums that they did that way was Elvis Is Back. Because they rushed it out so quick, they didn't put any of the song titles on it. So a lot of people went to the store, bought it, and went, hey, wait a minute, what the hell's on this album? So, of course, then when they realized that they needed, the song credits, they added a yellow sticker with the song credits. And even the first one, I think, was a mistake because one of the songs was incorrect, and then they had to redo the sticker a second time. But anyway, that was the first example of RCA basically being so anxious to get a release out that they kind of, screwed up a little bit. The second time was an album called Elvis Recorded at Madison Square Garden. That album was super rushed out, and I think I mentioned this in previous shows. It came out like not too long after he had done the concert. The front cover is a good-looking cover. I can't remember if the photo on it is from Madison Square Garden or not. Probably not, but anyway, maybe it is, maybe it is not. But the back cover, it looks terrible. Anybody who collects Elvis's albums will agree. It was so rushed that they really didn't pay much attention to what the album looked like. They just had to get it out quickly. That being said, that was the case with Aloha From Hawaii, without a doubt. All right, and we're going to kind of go through all that in a minute. But first of all, let's talk about the special. The Aloha From Hawaii TV broadcast happened 50 years ago, making 2023 the 50th anniversary of that concert. It took place at the Honolulu International Center and was broadcast live via satellite to audiences in Asia and spanning the Eastern and Western hemispheres on January 14, 1973. The show was presented with a delay in Europe. In the United States, to avoid a programming conflict with the Super Bowl and Elvis on Tour, the movie, which was playing at cinemas at the time, NBC opted to air a 90-minute television special of the concert on April 4th. The show was aired over 40 countries and was seen by 1.5 billion viewers. It's still today the most watched entertainment show with only one performer. I don't think it's been matched. I have never heard, ever since that concert, of any other performer broadcasting live to the entire world. It's funny because in the movie Elvis with Tom Hanks and Austin Butler, they said that the reason that it was all brought together and they did this concert to begin with was so that Elvis wouldn't have to tour in other countries. And if you know the story or the movie, they're because the colonel was an immigrant or illegal immigrant, and Elvis kept saying, well, I want to go tour other countries. To appease him, he said, okay, fine, we're going to do this satellite thing, and it's going to be broadcast around the world, so it's the same thing. Although Elvis did a great job. He did it from Hawaii, and it's a hell of a show. It's a great show. RCA Records released the soundtrack album worldwide on February 1973. Before it aired here in the States, RCA employed 2 record plants to press the album. The LP's front cover was an image of the Earth and a satellite in outer space with a die-cut hole that revealed the inner sleeve, which had a picture of Elvis performing live in concert. Not from that concert, but from another concert. The back of the cover has a satellite image with the phrase, "We Love Elvis," written in different languages surrounding the satellite. The double LP reached number 1 on Billboard's Hot 100 and became Presley's first Hot 100 chart topper since 1965. It was his last during his lifetime, and it sold 500,000 copies in just 2 weeks. Within 3 weeks of its release, it was certified gold, and it then went on to be certified 5 times platinum. I'm sure the TV special helped on the sales of that album. The very first release of the album was in quadraphonic sound, which was kind of a questionable move on RCA's part. The SQ quadraphonic, stereo quadraphonic, was a matrix 4-channel quadraphonic sound system for vinyl LP records. It was introduced by CBS Records, also known in the United States and Canada as Columbia Records, in 1971. Many recordings using this technology were released on LP during the 1970s. It was kind of strange that they would release this as a quadraphonic release right off the bat. You know, you would think that they would have like a stereo release of it, and then they would release on a quad as well. So you had both to choose from. They did that with Promised Land and Elvis Today, and Elvis as recorded in Memphis, live on stage in Memphis, whatever. They did it with those 3 albums, and it came out normal, and then there was a quad release. So, but just to make the very first release all quad was kind of strange. But anyway, that's what happened. I'm going to ask you, as a collector, can you identify the first pressing? When the album first came out, it came out like this. It had no indications on it whatsoever that it was a quad. There's no quadradisc mentioned or anything like that. It just has the number on it, which is VPSX. And that's 6089. And it says stereo. Now on the back cover, it said Elvis includes 8 songs never before recorded by Elvis, and that's on the satellite. All right. Now this is the way that I bought this album when it first came out. Exactly the way it is. All right. Now again, RCA being RCA, and in a hurry to rush things out, here's what they did wrong. They put out an album that says stereo on it, right? But it's a quadradisc. Inside, it is a quadradisc. So, kind of strange they wouldn't put quadradisc on it, right? On the cover somewhere, it should say quadradisc. The other quadradiscs say that, Elvis Today and Promised Land, but here it doesn't. And then the big mistake was it says including 8 songs that were recorded by Elvis or never before recorded by Elvis. And they're not listed. RCA eventually added a gold sticker, and it identified it as a quad. And then they put another sticker, a big, large gold Saturn sticker, right here to cover up this part of the album. And it had all the contents of the album on it. You know, this is the album I have in my collection. And I actually don't have the album with the stickers on it because this is the way I remember going in the store and buying it when I was a kid. So, or not a kid, I think I was a teenager by that time, but this is how I remember the album, and this copy is sealed. And so in my opinion, in my collection, I like first pressings. This is the first pressing, and the best thing about it is it's sealed. Let's take a look at another weird thing RCA did. At the same time that the quadradisc was released, or somewhere soon thereafter, if you belong to the RCA Record Club, then you would get this release, all right? And this is stereo, and it has all the listings of the songs on the back. Now, and to give you an example of the difference, when you take a look at the labels, for example, let's see if I can get them out here, you'll notice that this is a, upside down, but this is an orange label record, and it is absolutely a stereo. No indication of quadradisc on it whatsoever, and it even says Dynaflex at the bottom. So you had to be a member of the RCA Record Club at that time to get it in stereo, which was confusing to a lot of people. A lot of people thought, well, if I get the quad, is it going to play on my record player? I know for a fact that when I got it, I was worried because I thought I opened it up and I looked and it was a quadradisc label, and I thought, well, wait a minute, I don't have a quadradisc system or whatever. As a matter of fact, I didn't even know what a quadradisc system was back then. I had no idea. You know, I looked at this label going, what in the hell is a quadradisc? I had absolutely no idea, which is another reason I think RCA screwed up. I think the very first release should have been stereo, and it should have had a quadradisc companion. But in a way it does, right? Because the Record Club issue is stereo. But the regular release is quadradisc inside a stereo cover without any indication of it being a quadradisc. So technically speaking, if you want the first pressing in your collection of Aloha from Hawaii, you want to get the version that I mentioned, that I just showed you, where where it says Elvis sings 8 songs, and then you should also get this one, because the Record Club issue, because this is the first pressing on stereo. All right. So as I said, it's weird. It's confusing. Another thing, another difference is this one is not a die cut cover, and what I mean by die cut is this hole here is cut out. Okay, and that picture you see there, which again, by the way, is not even from Aloha from Hawaii, which is another screw up. You would think Aloha from Hawaii album, you'd want to have a picture from the concert. But I mean, in the inside, that very same picture is right there. All right, so if you get the quadradisc, you put this in and bingo, it ends up in the die cut hole. But that's the difference between the Record Club issue and the quadradisc issue. An interesting question is, when exactly did they stop pressing Aloha as a quadradisc? Well, obviously it's easy to tell, because at one point in time they would take the quadradisc off of the cover. And I think I have a copy here. Of course, this is more down the road. This is a really later issue, later copy. But here is, again, here's another copy, and down here it says stereo. So eventually down the road, they decided to make it a regular standard stereo issue. And of course, when they did that, they changed the number. Okay, this must be the second pressing. Okay, this is a different copy. This is, I believe, the second pressing of Aloha from Hawaii. And the way you can tell is the label, if I'm correct. Yes. The label this is the darker orange quadradisc label. All right. And this is the way the quadradisc albums came out. All right. Now, the reason this would be a second pressing is because, this has the quadradisc on here, and it also has all of the credits correctly on there. That would make it the second pressing. The first pressing, of course, didn't have that and had the stickers. This one did not have stickers, although I have seen some of them where they had the gold sticker on top. There have been some like that. But again, it has the die-cut cover on the front and the Elvis picture showing through it. Now, another one here. Here we go. This is what I was just saying. Again, this is a quadradisc, all right, another one, but it has the gold sticker. This is a later issue, and in this issue here, it has quadradisc on the cover. Here is the record, and you'll notice, here we go. This is the second quadradisc label, and you'll notice it's a lighter orange, and you'll notice that it does say quadradisc on it. Still had the same inner sleeve, but they did, like I said, they did keep using the quadradisc sticker, all right, and I'm not sure why they did, but they kept using it. If you ever find the record and you're looking for it, the darker quads are the earlier ones, and the lighter ones are the later pressings. All right, so this is actually the same album I just showed you, but this one is sealed. RCA decided that they had to release a single from the album, so they released Steamroller Blues. And when they did that, they decided it was time for a hype sticker. This is pretty rare. You don't find too many copies with this sticker on there. The Steamroller Blues 45 was actually, Steamroller was on the back of the Fool 45. I know it came out much later, so that would explain why it's on this album, which I just showed you open. This one's sealed, with the gold quad sticker on the front. On the back, it has all the song titles. So, but this is a pretty cool thing. This is out of my collection. It's sealed. I always love to have stuff that's sealed. I'm sure a lot of you do. A lot of collectors do. And this had to come out not too long after the concert aired, I'm pretty sure. And that's why they popped it on there to promote the 45 and the song. This is the second to the last cover. Here we have the reissue of the Record Club. It's a black label reissue, and it's a gatefold cover, and this was a later release from the RCA Record Club. This here is the regular release, and this is the final release, by the way, of Aloha from Hawaii. And this is a single pocket cover, so it's not gatefold. It does not open up. You have to pull the records out through the side. This one's sealed. As you can see, the cover is pretty much the same as the other reissues. It does have the song contents in it, but the quad label is missing. It doesn't say quad anywhere on the album because this is a stereo release. Now, this is also a black label. So this is probably the final release of Aloha from Hawaii. Okay, in 1983, RCA released sort of like another Aloha from Hawaii release. This is called the Alternate Aloha, and they released this on CD, cassette, and on LP. As a matter of fact, it was one of the last LPs that were made around that time. Elvis did 2 concerts in Hawaii. There was a kind of like a rehearsal concert that he did. They called this the Alternate Aloha because this was from the first concert before the one that went worldwide. So RCA released this. The sticker on the front says the Alternate Aloha, and it says the unreleased dress rehearsal of the most watched TV special of all time, recorded live at the Honolulu International Center, Friday, January 12th, 1973. So RCA did do one more release, sort of release of Aloha from Hawaii with this. And of course, you can see behind me, there's all these different things that came out on Aloha. I mean, the most obvious one is the right here, the Aloha from Hawaii that FTD put out, which is beautiful. The sound is incredible. If you haven't heard it yet or don't have it, if it's still available, you should get it. It's probably the best version of the concert, audio-wise, that you're ever going to get or hear. And then they, of course, they released the concert itself. If I move my head this way, you can see behind me here is the DVD set that came out. And I'm not sure if it has both shows on it. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. I just put it up here because it was Aloha from Hawaii. And, of course, completely behind me is the single right here, which is Steamroller Blues, the 45 release that came off the album. Okay, another interesting thing, and maybe, this has nothing to do with a release of Aloha from Hawaii, but those of you who saw the concert, the broadcast of the concert, you'll know that after every commercial break, when they came back, Elvis was singing a song which appeared like it was in concert, but it wasn't. Because from what I understand, he recorded about four songs for the commercial breaks, one of them being Early Morning Rain and another one being the Hawaiian Wedding Song, and they were put into the special, kind of edited in. Now, those songs are not on Aloha from Hawaii, and they're also not on the Alternate Aloha. They were available for the very first time on the Mahalo from Elvis Pickwick LP, and that came out in 78. So, as far as LPs go, and Pickwick LPs, I'm not too thrilled about Pickwick's, as you know. But the Mahalo album is in my collection because of the fact that the 4 unreleased songs from Aloha from Hawaii are on that album. Now let's talk about the hype stickers. We already talked about the 2 stickers that went on the first pressings to cover the mistakes. And that is the gold quadradisc sticker. And then on the back, it's the gold satellite sticker with all the song titles. All right. So those are the 2 first stickers that went on there. Then I showed you the Steamroller Blues hype sticker. That was another sticker that went on there. After Elvis died, NBC broadcast a special that was called Memories of Elvis. And it was hosted by Ann Margaret. And what it was, it consisted of the 68 comeback special at the beginning. And then at the end, it also had the Aloha from Hawaii broadcast. And they were both combined with Ann Margaret talking in between about her memories of Elvis. What happened was RCA decided to put a hype sticker on the NBC TV special, which says, mentions the broadcast. And Aloha from Hawaii, they did the same thing. So there's a sticker that went on both of those albums to hype the Memories of Elvis special. So there's also that sticker, and believe it or not, that's not too easy to find. That's kind of a hard sticker to come by. But let's talk about the other rare sticker, which, again, is crazy. It's such a confusing thing. And I'm talking about the infamous Chicken of the Sea sticker. All right, and that was a promotional sticker that went on the cover of the album, but it was a promotional sticker put on the album that was given out to employees of Chicken of the Sea tuna. All right, and that's how the story goes. I believe Jerry found the very first copy of it and put it in one of the early Presleyanas before I ever got involved. And it became like the most sought-after sticker of all time. Everybody wanted the Chicken of the Sea sticker. Well, unfortunately, folks, it was booted. And back in the 90s, somebody went to all the trouble of making a copy of the sticker. The first copies of it were smaller than the original, and the other ones were exact to the size of the original. I saw an eBay listing one time where it said, includes the variation sticker of the Chicken of the Sea, the rare variation, which is rarer than the original, which is a bunch of BS, because they just didn't make the sticker big enough. And then eventually they did. They made it the right size, and now there's plenty of copies out there. I mean, every once in a while they show up on eBay. And I think I mentioned this in the episode called Suspicion. They made so many copies of this that now people had bought them, that now they're all over the internet. And people innocently don't realize that what they're selling and talking about is a fake sticker. I'm not saying that there aren't real ones. There probably are. But the problem now is, how do you know? I mean, you would literally have to have been handed that album from a Chicken of the Sea employee and had it in your hands and know that record was given to that employee and you have the real thing. Buying it off the internet is the biggest risk you could possibly take. So much so that if somebody offered me one, I would not take it. And I have been offered copies of Aloha from Hawaii with the Chicken of the Sea sticker, but I turned them down. Folks, I would turn them down, if I were you. Don't get all excited. Don't sit there and go, oh, it's the Chicken of the Sea. You just can't tell. So if you buy it and you bid on it and you get it, you have taken a risk. And I'm sure there's a lot of debate. There's probably a lot of people who have it and paid a lot of money for it and said, hey, I got it, and okay, if it's not real, it's not real, but I can say I've got it. Well, no, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know if it's real or not. I mean, it's like I said, it's almost impossible. The rarest of the stickers is the Las Vegas Hilton sticker that went on complimentary copies of Aloha from Hawaii. I found it in Los Angeles at a record store. A guy came up to me and said, hey, you want to see the rarest Elvis sticker ever? And I said, sure. And he went in the back and came out, and here he had Aloha from Hawaii sealed. It had a sticker on it that stated that it was a complimentary copy to guests of the Las Vegas Hilton Hotel. And I can't remember exactly what it said on it, but it was rare. I'd never seen nothing like that. And it was really special. So I've only seen one in existence, period. I have never heard of or seen another copy. And I was told by the person that I bought it from that it was given out to the guests who stayed at the Las Vegas Hilton at the time. It was no longer International Hotel. It was now the Las Vegas Hilton. I believe he said that they were in the rooms. So you check in, and then here was this album in the room. I was told it was an RC executive type thing. There was some kind of convention, and so it was made especially for them, so that's what the sticker was made for. So that's what makes the sticker so incredibly rare. With the way things are, with the question about the authenticity of the Chicken of the Sea sticker, I would say that the Las Vegas Hilton sticker is probably the rarest sticker of all. And if the other one's selling for like $2,000 or $3,000, then this thing's got to be worth $5,000 or $6,000 by now, maybe even more, because I've only seen one, and that's it. I'm showing you a picture of it, and you know, a bootlegger could take a look at this picture and go, okay, I see this, so I'm going to freeze frame the video, and I'm going to copy that sticker. Jerry and I found the sticker, and we thought, okay, we'd love to picture this thing, but we don't want people to copy it, and we'll have another bootleg sticker thing on our hands. So Jerry and I decided we were going to make a change to the sticker. Not the sticker itself, but the picture that's not real. And we did that on purpose because in case somebody does decide to make a reproduction of the sticker, they will never know. Because if they copy this sticker exactly the way it is, I'll know it's a fake. Jerry will know it's a fake, and the person who owns it will know it's a fake. But if we see it out there, and if I ever do, I'll let you know. I'll let the viewers know that it's been spotted. We altered it so that we were going to be able to show it to you and to protect the sticker from being bootlegged. We're very excited because at this point of filming this, Austin Butler won the Golden Globe Award for Best Actor. So congratulations to Austin Butler. The Golden Globes recognized the incredible performance that he did. And I'm not putting down the other nominees. I know Brandon Fraser, I have not seen The Whale, but I hear he's phenomenal in it. But you know, I'm an Elvis fan, and of course that's the way I feel about it. I was just so thrilled when Austin Butler won. It's very sad that Lisa Marie Presley had passed away, but at least she saw it. She was there when Austin accepted the award. And I think it's wonderful that she was alive to see that. I think it's incredibly tragic what happened to her. And as more and more news comes out, you know, I don't want to be the first to announce anything, but of course there were certain things involved with her death that I was hoping weren't involved, and they were. Very, very sad. But congratulations to Austin Butler. And the Academy Awards are coming up. He's been nominated again, and we're rooting for Austin Butler to take home the Academy Award, maybe in honor of Lisa Marie. I'm getting emotional. When we first heard that Lisa Marie died, Carol pretty much broke out in tears. It didn't affect me as much as her father dying. Of course, I cried for hours when that happened. But yeah, it's an emotional thing. It's very sad and tragic to know that Lisa Marie passed away. And she had one crazy life. I mean, married, 3 times? And she did have a recording career. Unfortunately, I don't think it was very successful for her. Carol's going 4. What does that mean?
Married 4 times.
Oh, I'm sorry. Lisa Marie was married 4 times. Okay. Thank you, Carol. But very, very tragic. And so all I could say is our condolences goes out to the Presley family. Once again, another tragedy. And after, of course, her son committed suicide. Very, very tragic. Very sad way to wrap up the show, but on an upbeat, let's hope and pray that Austin Butler walks away with the Academy Award. All right, so that's it, folks. Just want to remind you about we are selling on eBay. The seller name is Collecting the King, if you want to look it up. And I'm asking everybody to please leave feedback, because I know a lot of viewers have bought records from eBay, and that's wonderful. So we want to remind you that if you did buy a record and you were happy with what you got, please leave positive feedback, because we need to build up our feedbacks from the people who bought records from us. And so far, we're doing really well, and a lot of very positive comments have come from that. Also, we will let everybody know when we do decide to ship internationally. So those of you international viewers, hang in there. We'll see what happens with that, but we're working on it. So don't forget to send me your inquiries and want lists to collectingtheking@gmail.com. for pricing, shipping, and payment details. We have over 1,000 Elvis 45 CDs and LPs in stock, as well as RCA promotional items, sheet music, authentic Las Vegas and tour souvenirs, and more. We don't have a list or catalog available, which is why we encourage you to send inquiries and want lists. If we don't have something you're looking for, we might be able to find it for you. So don't forget to contact us at collectingtheking@gmail.com. I do answer as many emails and messages as I can. You know, it's not been easy since my surgery and everything because I'm still seeing doctors and I'm in therapy and all this kind of stuff. A lot of things still going on, but I do try to answer as many as possible. If you get to catch the premiere of the show, I'm there and you can talk to me right there in the chat room while the show is airing. I guess that about wraps up the show. So again, from me and Nipper, we want to say aloha, and we are out of here.